Hey guys, it's Todd here. Welcome to the 16 personalities test. And what this is basically there's 16 personalities. You take a test and you find out which one of these 16 personalities there are. It looks like there's 4 main categories of personalities, and then every category has 4 different personalities in them. Here, they're just one sentence descriptions, so I'm just gonna read all of them. It'll take like just a minute. The first category of personalities is analysis. There's architect, imaginative and strategic thinkers with a plan for everything. Logician, innovative inventors with an unquenchable thirst for knowledge. Commander, bold, imaginative and strong-willed leaders, always finding a way or making one. And then the last one in analysis is debaters, smart and curious thinkers who cannot resist an intellectual challenge. Now, I'm just gonna say, if I had to pick, one of these personality types from each of these main categories, like this one, I would say probably Logician for me. I would say is probably the one I most fit into. Honestly, out of all of these, probably Logician would be, since who I am most analytically, blah, 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 blah. Diplomats, advocate, quiet and mystical, yet very inspiring and tireless idealist. He looks like he's trying to be a wizard, but he's failing. Mediator, poetic, kind, and altruistic people, always eager to help a good cause. Alright. Protagonist, charismatic, inspiring leaders, able to mesmerize their listeners. I don't know about mesmerize, and I don't know about inspiring, so. But I am a good guy. Then campaigner, enthusiastic, creative, and sociable, free spirits who can always find a reason to smile. Well, honestly, I mean, campaigner, it's kind of something like me. Honestly, out of all of these, campaigner sounds like me. Out of the diplomatics, there's sentinels. There's wait a minute. There's logician, and then there's logistician. Yes, it's too early in the morning. I cannot speak my own language. Practical and fact-minded individuals whose reliability cannot be doubted, except by liberals. Defender, very dedicated and warm protectors, always ready to defend their loved ones. Executive, excellent administrators, unsurpassed at managing things or people. And there's Consul, Mr. Birthday Cake. Extraordinary, caring, social, and popular people, always eager to help. I think logistician, logistician, is that how you say logistician? It seems like me the most out of the sentinels. And then there's explorers. There's virtuoso, bold and practical experimenters, masters of all kinds of tools. No. Adventurer, flexible and charming artist, always ready to explore and experience something. It seems like you're saying artist as in painting. That's not me. Entrepreneur, sports, not me. Smart, energetic, and very perceptive people who truly enjoy living on the probably not that much. And then there's entertainer. I wonder who that could be. Spontaneous, energetic, and enthusiastic people. Life is never boring around them. That is me in Explorers. This is me in Sentinels. This is me in Diplomatic. And then this is me in Analysis. Alright, free personality test. Complete the test. Be yourself and answer honestly to find out your personality type. I will. View detailed results. Learn how your personality type influences many areas of your life, and then unlock your potential. Oh, it's just advertising the premium. No, thank you. I'm good. So I'm pretty sure it's multiple pages. Alright, so you guys are about to learn about me, and I'm actually about to learn probably a little bit about myself as I start thinking about, oh, what do I actually do in these situations? You enjoy vibrant social events with lots of people. Well, I'm not gonna say disagree at all. And it just depends what type of event it is. Just because as lots of people doesn't mean I'm gonna enjoy it. So it's, to me, I mean, as long as I get to choose to go for it, I will like it. So I'm gonna say this, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna say every single social event I'm gonna like. So I would say mildly agree. There's somewhat agree, mildly agree, and agree. You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet intriguing ideas. I wouldn't say often. I mean, when it comes to music, I mean, yeah, I guess. But I wouldn't say outside of that, like, not a lot, so I'm gonna say somewhat agree. Your travel plans are more likely to look like a rough list of ideas than a detailed itinerary. Somewhat agree, I would say. I wouldn't say disagree. Somewhat agree. Maybe even neutral. I don't I don't know. I would say I'm a more of a neutral type of person. As I like to detail stuff when it comes to vacation. Then it's kinda just like, well, it's kinda chillax. So maybe just neutral. You have to think about what you should have said in a conversation long after it's taken place. I'm gonna say, mildly disagree. I'm not gonna say I've never thought of that before. There's definitely times I'm thinking, oh, I should have said this, but I'm gonna say most of the time I I don't, so that's why I say mildly disagree. Your friend is sad about something. Your first instinct is support them emotionally, not try to solve their problem. No. People can rarely upset me. Yeah, that's just a fact. Just no for this one. I mean, I feel like if you try to support them emotionally, you'll never get to solving the problem, and the problem solving that is more important than supporting the person emotionally. Anyway, next. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of questions. Okay, this might be a little bit of a longer video. I don't know. You have to rely on other people to be the ones to start a conversation and keep it going. I'm gonna say, depending on what the conversation is. So, if it's something I don't know a lot about, then yeah. But if it's something that I know a lot about, then no, I can be the one that starts it. I can be the one that keeps it going. But if it's something like, what are your thoughts on the trading with America and India? I'm gonna be like, well, I have no idea. I never studied it. So I'm gonna say basically, there's not many situations where that comes up, so I would say fully disagree, because I barely have any situations like that comes up. Usually I can keep a conversation going and start one. Usually, I'm gonna say 99% of the time. If you have to temporarily put your plans on hold, you make sure that is your temporary get baggage try as soon as. But yes, that is 100% me. I always gotta keep myself on track. And if something happens where I'm like, oh, I can't do this now, I gotta wait 30 minutes. Then I'm like, as soon as that 30 minutes is up, I'm like, alright, keep going, next thing. Yeah. So I always try to keep on track as much as I can. You rarely worry if you made a good impression on someone you met. Rarely worry. So if I say agree, that means I don't worry at all. I feel like it's trying to trick me. I'm gonna say agree because I'm pretty sure that means that I don't worry at all, because I never worried about that probably once in my life. It'd be a challenge for you to spend the whole weekend all by yourself without feeling bored. Fully disagree. There's barely any times anymore where I feel bored. Like, barely ever I feel bored, because there's always something I'm doing. Whether it's on my computer, whether it's exercising, or practicing, whatever. I'm always doing something, really. And whether that's watching TV, it's doing something. So, don't really feel bored. You are more of a detail-oriented than a big picture person. This, I don't know about, actually. I'm actually have to think about this one more than any other question so far. Okay, well, apparently from these lists, it seems like I'm more of a detail-oriented person. I don't say I would be I don't know if I'm 100% more detail-oriented, but I'm going to say mildly agree for that one. Because I never really thought about it, but it seems like I'm more of a detail-oriented person. Anyway, you're very affectionate with people you care about. Well, I mean, if... Hey, now wait a minute, this is a rigged question, because it's saying people I care about. So obviously, yes, if you care about that person, you're going to be affectionate towards them. If you don't care about that person, you're not going to be affectionate. So this is a rigged question. But it says very affectionate. Very, very. I'm going to say mildly agree for that one. Because I don't know how much very means. You have a careful, methodical approach to life. No. I'm going to say, I fully disagree on that one. I don't think I'm careful and methodical at all. You're still bothered by the mistakes you made a long time ago. Oh, no, not at all. No, not at all. Any mistakes I ever make is in the past. At parties and similar events, you can mostly be found farther away from the action. Now, the thing is, I've never gone to a real party before. Not like a full-on high school party or full-on, like, uh, party! Woo! I've never done that, so I can only imagine what I would do, and what I imagine is I'm not far away in the corridor being a frickin' bookworm. I can imagine me being in the action, so I'm gonna... This is just for thought. This is just thought, because I've never been to one, but mildly disagree, I'll say. I don't know, it's just a thought. Because I'm not gonna say, well, I'm always gonna be in the action. I don't think that's gonna be true, but most of the time, I don't think I'm just gonna be in the corner. You often find it difficult to relate to people who let their emotions guide them. Oh, yeah, of course. I can't relate to them at all. Let's just be honest here. When looking for a movie to watch, you spend ages browsing the catalog. Yeah. Yeah, usually, yeah. You stay calm under a lot of pressure. Yes, I definitely do. Like, if you've seen, like, I always tell people, I mean, it's not very often, but I don't get stressed, and people seem to, like, not believe that for some reason. I don't know why people think stress is something that everybody has. It's just something I don't have. I'm just not stressed ever because I don't let my mind guide me into freaking out. I'm just like, oh, because I know I can do this. Like, I've been in school for, how long have I been in school? Over a decade now? Or a decade? Over a decade? I don't remember what the first year I went to school was. I don't remember. Probably over a decade ago, maybe, I don't know. Whatever. I've been to school that long, I can pretty much handle stuff without ever feeling stressed or pressured, really. Anyway, when in a group of people you do not know, wait, hang on. When in a group of people you do not know, you have no problem jumping right into their conversation. In real life, I don't think I ever. Who does this? Who does this? Who goes up to a group of people like, oh, hey, I heard you guys talking about blank. You mind if I join in? Does any of you do that? Who does that? Nobody just goes up to a conversation and be like, hey, I'm jumping in. You guys want, let's talk about corn. I like corn. When you sleep, your dreams tend to be bizarre and fantastical. I don't remember any of my dreams. You're just assuming I remember a single dream I've had over the last year? I don't remember any dreams I've had over the last 365 days and counting. In your opinion, it is sometimes okay to step on others to get ahead in life. Well, if the others are bad people, then it's always okay. If they've been mean to you, and they deserve to be just kicked in the nads, then yeah. But if there are other people who have, like, done nothing to you, then probably not. I mean, unless you've seen them doing something bad to other people, then yeah. So let's, I'm gonna go, I mean, even if I went fully on agree, it still only says sometimes, so I somewhat agree on sometimes. Anyway, you're dedicated, focused on your goals, only rarely getting sidetracked. Oh, yeah, definitely. I try to get sidetracked the least amount as possible. Of course, it's always gonna happen at some time, but, it says dedicated and focused, so, yeah, I'm gonna say 90% of the time. If you make a mistake, you tend to start doubting yourself, your abilities, or your knowledge. Well, no. I don't think that is me. I don't. Because, I mean, I'm pretty sure I know, like, if I don't know something, then I don't know something, so I don't doubt myself. Because I know for a fact I don't know this thing, so I'm not gonna be like, oh god, I thought I knew this, when clearly in my mind I'm like, no, I actually did know this the whole time, and I knew I wouldn't be able to do whatever. So I'm just gonna say full on disagree. Anyway, when at a social event, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk to the ones you already know. Yeah. Yeah. pretty much me there. Yep. Usually just stick around with my friends. That's usually what I do. You usually lose interest in discussion when it gets philosophical. No, isn't that when it gets interesting? You would never let yourself cry in front of others. Only at a funeral, but other than that, no. You feel more drawn to places with bustling and busy atmosphere than the more quiet and intimate ones. Do I feel more drawn? I wouldn't say no. I'm gonna go just neutral on that. I don't feel like I have. I don't feel like I lean more to agree or disagree in that one. I don't say I feel more drawn to either of those places. You like discussing different views and theories on what the world could look like in the future. I mean, sure, why not? I guess so. I wouldn't say disagree. When it comes to making life-changing choices, you mostly listen to your heart rather than your head. What the hell? No. Knowledge is the key, not emotions. God, people gotta learn that. Facts don't care about your feelings. You cannot imagine yourself dedicating your life to the study of something you cannot see, touch, or experience. It doesn't say something that I'm not interested in, it's just something that I cannot see, touch, or experience. So I don't know what that would be. So I don't really. I don't feel like that's something I could answer right now. I feel like that would be something where. Why is it just putting me to the bottom? Stop putting me to the bottom. I don't know. I have really no opinion on it, so I'm just gonna say neutral. You usually prefer to get your revenge rather than to forgive. I mean, it says usually. It doesn't say always. It says usually. So yeah. Anyway, you often make decisions on a whim. I'm just like that. I'm gonna say mildly agree. I usually don't think too often about decisions. No, maybe I should probably say fully agree. I wouldn't say I fully think about. I don't think a lot about most of the decisions I make in life. The only things I usually think a lot about were like what classes should I take next year? You know, stuff like that. The time you spend by yourself often ends up being more interesting and satisfying than the time you spend with other people. I would say I don't want to say fully on agree because I do some great things when I'm on my own. Like when I'm making music, that's always on my own. So I don't want to. I don't. I feel like I'm gonna be either somewhat agree or mildly agree. I mean, I do a lot of cool stuff on my own, but I usually enjoy time spent with other people more than by myself, so I'm gonna say mildly agree. Anyway, you often put special effort into interpreting the real meaning or message of a song or a movie. Never. Nope. Never. I rarely put effort into interpreting the meaning. Like, every once in a while, I might think, when I listen to Post Malone, I'm like, alright, what does this mean? But that's like a very rare thing. Usually I just listen to like, yay! I love music. And then when I'm watching movies, I'm just like, I'm just here to have fun. I don't give a crap about the meaning. This isn't English class. You always know exactly what I want. Yes. I can't think of a last. I'm always saying that because I can't think of a last time where I was like, well, I don't know what I want. I mean, if every single point, I guess I'll say mildly agree, because I can't imagine myself every single time I'm like, what do you want? And I'm always just like, I want that. So I'm gonna say mildly agree on that, because I can imagine myself being like, well, hold on, give me a second. I'm not sure yet. Anyway, you really think back on choices you made and wonder what you could have done differently. Yeah, I I don't really think about what I could have done differently. Not really. When in a public place, you usually stick to quieter and less crowded areas. Well, in the certain circumstances with the pandemic right now, yes. But otherwise, I wouldn't necessarily say that. If once everything's back to normal, I wouldn't say I usually do that. I'm gonna say I mildly disagree because it's not like a goal to be like, all right, get away from literally everyone. I don't know. I mean, if I'm just, I don't know. Anyway, you tend to focus on present realities rather than future possibilities. Ooh, yes, actually. When I think about it, fully on agree. I really don't think about the future that much. I really just focus on what's happening right now, actually. You have to have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. I'm gonna just say like 100% on that one. I don't. I can't. When starting to work on a project, you prefer to make as many decisions up front as possible. I mean, yeah. I mean, it says I prefer. It doesn't say I do. It says I prefer. So I'm just gonna say, yeah. I mean, it's nice to have everything like organized as soon as you start. I am detail oriented. Confirmed. When you know someone thinks highly of you, you also wonder how long it will be until they become disappointed in you. No, never not. No. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. Again, nobody does that. Well, not a lot of people, I guess. I shouldn't say nobody does it. No, not a lot of people, probably. You often drift away into daydreaming about various ideas or scenarios. No, I don't think so. You look after yourself first and others come in second. Well, that's one. It depends on the situation again. Depends on the situation. I haven't been able to interact with a lot of people within the last half a year, so I don't remember what I usually do, but I'm gonna say neither agree or disagree for that one, just because I can. Even when you have planned a particular daily routine, you usually just end up doing what you feel like at any given point. I'm gonna say mildly disagree or full on disagree. I don't know. Usually, I do have my daily routine, and I stick to it as best as I can. That's how I get to do this every day. Uh, uh, Maybe I should go full on disagree. I barely ever uh drift away from my routine. Your mood can change very quickly. I'm just gonna say fully disagree. Usually, it takes a little bit for my mood to change, so I'm not just like, hey, I'm happy, then all of a sudden, I'm angry. I don't think anyone's seen me just change my mood in like 2 seconds. Anyway, you have to contemplate the reasons for human existence or the meaning of life. Yeah, I never really think of that ever. You have to talk about your own feelings and emotions. I don't think I ever talk about my feelings and emotions, ever. I'm happy. There. Talked about them. What am I supposed to say when I'm talking about feelings and emotions? I'm happy. Woo, what a great conversation. You have got detailed education or career development plans stretching several years into your future. Or, yeah, education. I'm gonna say agree. I mean, I've already chosen the classes I want until I graduate high school. Then, not really sure about college yet, but whatever. You really dwell on your regret. I can't speak right now. Regrets. I just say agree. I don't really think about my regrets that much. I don't really have many regrets in the first place, so yeah. Spending time in a dynamic atmosphere with lots of people around quickly makes you feel drained and in need of a getaway. No. No. I enjoy having fun with other people. You see yourself as more of a realist than a visionary. Well, I mean, well, give me a second. Okay, this is just another one I had to look up. It's not because I didn't know what I was. Okay, yeah, definitely I'm more of a realist. I accept the situation as it is. Unlike a certain group of people. I can name them. They start with Lib, but I'm not going to name them. You find it easy to emphasize with a person who has gone through something you never have. Well, I don't think I can. I don't think so. If I haven't gone through it, then I'm probably not gonna know. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna feel bad, but understand what they're going through. I don't think so. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna feel bad again, but I don't think I'll be able to emphasize with them. At most, I'll be like, oh, I feel bad for you, but otherwise, that's really it. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy than organized and consistent efforts. No. I am very organized, and I do have consistent efforts. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Nope, never. After a long and exhausting week, a fun party is just what you need. Nope. I've never really partied, so as much as I would like to party, it's not something I would need. It's just something I would want. But I don't need it. You frequently find yourself wondering how technological advancement could change everyday life. Frequently wondering? No. It says frequently find myself. No, I don't really think about that much. You always consider how your actions might affect other people before doing something. Oh wait, I always consider? I mean, I would say somewhat agree. I would say I barely agree, or I barely agree. Like, I mean, I do think about how they could, but not like every single time. So I'll somewhat agree. I'll say you still honor the commitments you have made, even if you have a change of heart. I mean, I would say. Oh boy, wait a minute. I made a commitment to do this, and no matter what I think, I will do it. That's basically what it's saying. I've never really had a situation like this, so I'm gonna say neutral because I never have got into a situation where that. Why are you asking for my gender? You shut up about my gender. You don't need to know it. You rarely feel insecure. Yeah, rarely. That is true. I'm other. No, there we go. All right, see results. And my personality is. Close my eyes. You can see it right now, guys. Can't you? Logistician. Hey, I knew. I guessed in that category I would be a logistician. That is just something I would like. Whoa. Holy crap. 99% assertive. This trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. You guys see that? 99% assertive. I am assertive. 81% thinking and 90% feeling. I feel like I'm more. I feel like I'm like 99% thinking. Observant. This trait shows we redirect our mental energy. Intuitive. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't really think so. And then introverted. Really? Introverted. I don't consider I honestly consider myself in what's it called? Extrovert? What's it called? Extrovert than an introvert. I I I mean I'm not afraid to speak my mind. I'm surprised that it's more introvert, huh? Okay, well, I mean, to the personality, yeah, but I'm just saying personally, that's not what I feel like I am. Copy my results. I'm fine. Oh, how much do I gotta read? Oh, wait a minute. Who are these people? Oh, okay. You guys see that? I'm the same personality type as George Washington, apparently. And George H.W. Bush. I don't really know a lot about him, I just know he was the president. Or my god, Jason Bourne. Oh my god, it's Jason Bourne. Yes, yeah, I'm the same personality type as George Washington. Who are these other people? Okay. There is I don't know if I'm gonna read all it. I'm not gonna read this. I'm not gonna read this. Maybe I'll read these two. I don't. Here, let's just read the introduction first of all. Uh, okay. The Logistician personality type is thought to be the most abundant, making up around 30% of the population. Really? You sure about that? Alright then. You guys hear that? I'm part of the 30% of the population. There, my observations say the sun is shining in my eyes, and if I go any farther back than this, it'll keep shining. Ah. They define characteristics of integrity, practical logic, and tireless dedication to duty make logisticians a vital core to many families as well as organizations that uphold traditions, rules, and standards, such as law offices, regulatory bodies, and military. People with the logistician personality type enjoy taking responsibility for their actions and take pride in the work they do. Hell yes. When working towards a goal, logisticians hold back none of their time and energy, completing each relevant task with accuracy and patience. Yeah. Wanted. Mustache man. Logisticians don't make any assumptions, preferring instead to analyze their surroundings. Yeah, I prefer to take as many facts as possible and not go with my gut. That is true. Let's see here. Check their facts and arrive at practical courses of action. Logistician personalities are no nonsense, and when they've made a decision, they will rely the facts necessary to achieve their goal, expecting others to grasp the situation immediately and take action. Logisticians have little tolerance for indecisiveness, but lose patience even more quickly if their chosen course is challenged with impractical theories, especially if they ignore key details. Yeah, mainly if they ignore key details, then it just gets really annoying really fast. If they're like, hey, my theory's better, but I'm going to ignore literally every key detail you pointed out. The challenges becomes time-consuming debates. Logisticians can become noisily angry as deadlines take nearer. I wouldn't. I don't know if I agree with this part right here. Noticeably angry as deadlines tick near. I'm gonna say so far this is the one thing I disagree about with this personality type that doesn't feel like me. I don't get angry as deadlines tick nearer. Usually I finish like a week before the deadline. Associated with those of good quality if you're esteemed with your reputation. Wait, how much is there? Oh, not a lot. When logisticians say they're going to get something done, they do it. You hear that, guys? They do it. That is me. Meeting their obligations, no matter how the personal costs, and they are baffled by people who don't hold their own word in the same respect. Combined laziness and dishonesty is the quickest way to get on logistician's bad side. Yeah. Consequently, people with a logistician personality type often prefer to work alone. Yeah. Yeah. Or at least have their authority clearly established by hierarchy, where they can set and achieve their goals without debate or worry over others' reliability. Yep. If you ever had me in a class, I always prefer to work alone. I mean, I wouldn't say every single time. There are times where I'm like, oh, hey, actually, yeah, I wouldn't mind working with other people, but a lot of times, I prefer working alone. Logisticians have sharp, fact-based minds, prefer autonomy and self-sufficiency to reliance on someone or something. Dependency on others is often seen by logisticians as a weakness. Why does that sound like me? And their passion for duty, dependability, and impeccable personal integrity forbid falling into such a trap. The sense of personal integrity is core to logisticians and goes beyond their own minds. Logistician personalities adhere to established rules and guidelines, regardless of cost, reporting their own mistakes and telling the truth, even when the consequences for doing so could be disastrous. Don't really get into many of those situations, I wouldn't say. To logisticians, honesty is far more important than emotional considerations. Yes. And their blunt approach leaves others with the false impression that logisticians are cold or even robotic. People with this type may struggle to express emotion or affection outwardly, but the suggestion that they don't feel or worse, have no personality is deeply hurtful, for it is better to be alone than in bad company. Logistician's dedication is an excellent quality, allowing them to accomplish much, but it is also a core weakness that less sculptures individuals take advantage of. Logisticians seek stability and security, considering their main duty to maintain a stretched operation, and they find their co-workers and significant others shift their responsibilities onto them, knowing that they will always take up the slack. Logisticians tend to keep their opinions to themselves and let the facts do the talking, but it can be a long time before observable evidence tells the whole story. Logisticians need to remember that take care of themselves, their stubborn dedication to stability and efficiency can compromise these goals as a long-term to others, leaning harder over them, creating emotional strain that can go on as fast for years, only finally coming out after it's too late to fix. They can find coworkers and spouses who generally appreciate and compliment their qualities, who enjoy the brightness, clarity, dependability that they offer. Logisticians will find that their stabilizing role is a tremendously satisfying one, knowing that they are part of a system that works. Alright. Strengths and weaknesses. Okay, this one's not gonna be long. Alright, what are my strengths and weaknesses, huh? Where's the weakness? Okay, here's where the weaknesses start. Okay, so these are strengths. Honest and direct. I do love to say brutally honest. Integrity is the heart of the logistician personality type. Emotion manipulation, mind games, and reassuring lies all run counter to the logistician's preference for managing the reality of the situation that they encounter with plain simple honesty. Brutal honesty. Strong-willed and dutiful. Dutiful. Logisticians embody the integrity of their actions too, working hard and staying focused on their goals. Patient and determined people with the logistician personality type meet their obligations. Period. Period. Very responsible. Logistician's word is a promise, and a promise means everything. Logisticians would rather run themselves to the ground with extra days in lawsuit than fail to deliver the results they said they would. Loyalty is strong sentiment for logistician personalities, and they fulfill their duties to people and organizations they commit themselves to. Yeah, trust me. When it comes to education, if you're ever in a group with me, I'm a very responsible person, but I like to go on my own. I always turn work in on time, or earlier than on time. Never late. Calm and practical. None of their promises would mean much if logisticians lost their tempers and broke down at every sign of hardship. Yeah, that actually is... yeah. They keep their feet on the ground and make clear, rational decisions. People's preferences are a factor to consider in this process, and logisticians work to make the best use of individual qualities. With these decisions are made with effectiveness in mind more than empathy. The same applies to criticisms for others and themselves. Yep. Create and enforce others. Or order, not others. Order. The primary goal for any logistician is to be effective in what they've chosen to do, and they believe that this is accomplished best when everyone involved knows exactly what is going on and why. Unclear guidelines to people who break established rules undermine this effort and are rarely tolerated by logisticians. Structured and rules foster dependability, chaos creates unforeseen setbacks, and missed deadlines. Okay. Jacks of all trades. Ooh, much like analyst personality types, logisticians are proud repositories of knowledge. You guys hear that? I'm smart. Though the emphasis is more on facts and statistics than concepts and underlying principles, this allows logisticians to apply themselves to a variety of situations, picking up and applying new data and grasping the details of challenging situations as a matter of course. Alright, and then we got some weaknesses. Stubborn. The facts are the facts, and logisticians tend to resist any new idea that isn't supported by them. The factual decision-making process also makes it difficult for people with logistician personality type to accept that they were wrong about something, but anyone can miss a detail, even them. Well, again, just because you get a personality on this doesn't mean that every single thing the site says will be true about you. Everyone is different, so I wouldn't necessarily say stubborn. I don't necessarily say this would be a weakness to me. And it just doesn't feel like me. I will, if I'm wrong, I do accept it. If I miss a piece of information, I'll accept, okay, I made a mistake, you know, whatever. Insensitive, while not intentionally harsh, logisticians often hurt more sensitive types' feelings by the simple mantra that honesty is the best policy. Yeah. Logistician personalities may take emotions into consideration, but really only so far as to determine the most effective way to say what needs to be said. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, that makes sense. Always by the book. Sounds like us. I don't know. It's under weaknesses. I had to rethink what I was about to say. Logisticians believe that things work best with clearly defined rules, but this makes them reluctant to bend those rules or try new things, even when the downside is minimal. Truly unstructured environments leave logisticians all but paralyzed. I wouldn't say all the time. Like making music, definitely. I love bending the rules. So when it comes to stuff like music, always by the this is like a advantage that I can bend the rules, but at other times when I'm doing like experiments, I would say I want to keep it how it's always been, or whatever, I don't know. Judgmental. Opinions are opinions, and facts are facts, and logisticians are unlike to respect people who disagree with those facts, or especially those who remain willfully ignorant of them. Yep. Oh, yes. Yes, this part. Oh, 100% this part. 100% this part. I can't think of one group of people that start with lib that that is 100% these people. Often unreasonably blame themselves. Well, let's just read through it before I think about that a lot. All this can combine to make logisticians believe that they're the only ones who can see projects through reliably, as they load themselves with extra work and responsibilities, turning away good intentions and helpful ideas. Logisticians sooner or later hit a tipping point where they simply can't deliver. Since they've heaped the responsibility on themselves, logisticians then believe that the responsibility for failure is theirs alone to bear. Well, I'm just gonna go into the next one. I don't really want to comment. Rules. He's just like, yep, those are rules. And she's like, rules. He's the only one doing COVID procedures in here. Wait, why is that all the way down on your neck? Why is the bottom of your mask strap all the way on your neck? How'd you do that? Here we go. Friendships. This is the other one that I wanted to check out. It's a short one. Logistician friends are not spontaneous. They are not talkative or particularly playful in their affection. What logistician friends are is loyal, trustworthy, honorable, and dependable. No, not. I definitely have friends that fit into that, but I don't focus myself on finding friends that are like that, so no. I disagree with that. So I already disagree with this, actually. Hold on a minute. Others may come and go with the ups and downs of life, but logisticians stay by their friends' sides no matter what, with a deepness of commitment that other types may not believe is possible. By their friends, but I definitely agree that I do stay by my friends' sides, but no matter what, I mean, if I disagree with my friends, I disagree with them. So I'm not going to say no matter what. But I'm going to say that I'll give them a chance to win me over with facts and logic rather than their own opinion. Logisticians are a very methodical personality type, and this loyalty isn't given away lightly, often slow to make friends. Yeah. Logisticians usually end up with a smaller circle, but they consider the circle to represent a promise to be there for the people they care about. And logisticians' promises are not easily broken. Yeah, like literally, I've really only lost one friend throughout like all my years of school. Is like every friend I make, like I don't leave them ever. Like if I'm friends with somebody, usually I'm just like friends with them forever. Really only one person I was friends with, then like we don't hate each other or anything, but we just stopped being friends. I don't know, we just stopped talking. He just stopped talking to me for whatever reason, I don't know why. But it's not like we hate each other or anything. Like if we see each other, we're kind of just like, eh. We don't really talk though, so really only one person. Anyway, expressing emotional affection isn't one of logistician's stronger skills. Yeah. They nevertheless find ways to show it. Facts and logic are my emotions. And happiness. To be is to do, and logisticians follow through their willingness to take action as a show of support stands in for their words. These actions convey sensitivity that many fail to see, but is a quality that Logistician friends come to admire and depend on the long years of their friendships. But all this sounds terribly serious, and indeed it only shows the one side of the Logistician and approach to their friendships. The only other side knows how to stop being quite so staid, and especially in the company of joyful and talkative extroverts. E. E. Logisticians enjoy relaxing and having fun with a good discussion about work, life, and current events. I love talking about current events. And people with Logistician personality type don't like conflict. Oh, yeah, it's true, actually. And this applies to how they select their friends as well, seeking out friends with similar principles and opinions. When I make friends, I don't really ask them, hey, what are your opinions on this? Oh, great, you think that too? We're friends. It's not what I do. Logisticians most often befriend other Sentinels' personalities who are likely to share their perspective and world vision. While they are unlikely to become friends with substantially different types, it simply takes too much energy to bridge the communication gap. Logistician personalities still recognize and appreciate other strengths and qualities. Yeah, I would agree with this one too. I can appreciate others' strengths and qualities. Knowledge is the surest basis of happiness. Hey, I like that. In fact, as to prove the point, logisticians always have to have at least one intuitive friend in their inner circle, despite the disconnect the two personalities bring. Perspectives bring. There are very much relations built not on mutual understanding, but out of respect for their mutual differences. Logisticians marvel at intuitives, not initiatives. I read that wrong. I was right the first time. Breadth of thought, being very much in tune with their own intelligence, while intuitives admire logisticians' realism and dependability, something that they often are hard pressed to find in themselves. Knowledge as always, is the great equalizer. Ooh. I'm gonna skip parenthood. Do I want to go on career paths? I mean, I guess, wait, what's in the what's next? Is this like the outro? Alright, here, I'm just skipping romantic relations and parenthood because I don't care about those, and I can't relate to them. Career paths. While many personality types may be comfortable with flexible work as consultants and sole proprietors, logisticians are much more focused on building long-term stable careers. That is not to say that logisticians can't do that sort of work. Yeah. Many find themselves thinking about what's on the other side of those cubicle walls. I would never work in an office with cubicles. I could never work in a place with cubicles. I could not. That's just not, but no. But what they crave is dependability, and that is reflected in their choice of work, perhaps more than any other part of their lives. I have no other view than to promote the public good. I like promoting goodness. Why are you using blue lipstick and blue, eyebrow dyer? Whatever. The facts support this. As the most common careers among people with the logistician personality revolve around institutions of respected tradition, authority, security, and established consistency. Careers as military officers, lawyers, judges, police officers, and detectives are all popular among logisticians. I don't think I would be any of these careers at all, ever. This makes sense, as they not only offer stability and logisticians seek, but are in line with their principles and conservatism, establishing clear social roles. I guess I can see why. I mean, if with only like a logistician, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, military. Okay, that would make sense. If they like made plans to invade other places, it'll take some thought. I can see why these, I guess, logisticians would be. But that's not. I wouldn't be any of those jobs. Logisticians, of course, are limited to these organizations. There are many other roles that utilize their reliability, objectivity, and sharp minds. When facts and logic are out of place, logistician personality types swoop in as the accountants, auditors, data analysts, financial managers, business administrators, and even doctors that identify, report, and correct the issues at hand. Most of these careers have logisticians working alone, which is usually their preference, but when teams are necessary, they are best defined by career outline roles, responsibilities, and work environments. Nothing is quite so challenging for logisticians as ongoing debates about who is responsible for what, consulting work that's shoddily assembled or worse, incomplete. Logisticians have strong opinions about the things that should be done, and the things are shuffled too often. People with this personality type can become surprisingly vocal about their opposition. It's important for logisticians to remember that even the most traditional stable career paths can and need to be changed as time goes by. It is much better to accept this with grace than to develop reputations of being enemies of new ideas. Business discourse should be short and comprehensive. Logisticians also struggle with increasingly open and social requirements of modern work life. Being somewhat bad at sensing others' feelings, logisticians just the facts. Attitude can be downright alienating when it comes to more sensitive personality types. Yeah, probably. That's probably yeah, I would agree with that. If you're a sensitive person, like, I'm just like, just the facts, not your opinion. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. This applies not just to coworkers, but to customers as well. Service positions like retail stores and waiting tables, as well as more emotionally demanding careers such as psychiatry. I knew it was called psychiatry. I don't know why I said psychiatry. I knew even before I said psychiatry, it was psychiatry. I don't know why I said it like that. Generally speaking of a terrible fit, I don't think I could be I couldn't be a psychiatrist. I can't relate emotionally to people. The ideal career paths feature a trend. They place facts above feelings. Facts don't care about your feelings. And allow logisticians to uphold the hard statements that they are backbone of society. Rules are the basis for everything people take for granted about my life, from the social contract to the smooth relations to the laws that provide people's most basic safety to constitutions and treaties to govern nations. People with the logistic personality type take on roles as dependents of these ideas in big ways and small are rightfully proud of it. Workplace habits. Alright. When it comes to workplace, logisticians are always a stereotype for the classic hardworking, dutiful employee. In opposite to the logistician personality type, seek structure, clear defined roles, and respect for authority and hierarchy. Responsibilities aren't burdens to logisticians, they are trust that has been placed on them, and opportunity to prove once again that they are the right person for the job. Yeah, sounds like me. On the other hand, the change that comes with assuming those new responsibilities or losing old ones is often a significant struggle for logisticians. This presents itself differently in burping positions of authority, but is one of the logistician type most significant challenges to overcome. This usual insensitivity comment to all thinking T. Types is also a running theme here, something many people with the logistician personality have chosen to focus on their personnel and professional development. Subcoordinates. Logisticians crave responsibility, which makes them go to subordinates for odds and ends and unpopular projects. Often seen as jacks of all trades, logistician personality types can completely competently, not completely, tackle any project that comes with a manual. On the other hand, this makes it related to give responsibilities even when they are overburdened or when they are better people for the job. The seriousness and logistical approach to their work makes them surprisingly sensitive to criticism, leading to sometimes vexing level of inflexibility. I wouldn't say I'm always sensitive to criticism. I enjoy when people give me criticism, because there's a difference between just hating in someone and giving the constructive criticism. So there's a big hate, so I wouldn't totally agree with this. I don't think I would. The stubborn in society, or perhaps because of it, logisticians are quite possibly one of the most productive subordinates. They respect authority and hierarchy and have no. You said that like 5 times already. I realized they respect authority and hierarchy. You told me that 5 times already. And have no problem following orders and instructions. Punctuality is unlikely to ever be an issue, either in terms of showing up work on time or in terms of meeting project deadlines. Hey! It's me. While logisticians may need clear set steps and well-defined responsibilities, they are exceptionally loyal, dedicated, meticulous, and patient in completing their work. He's like, yay. Wait, who's giving who? Okay, wait, he's giving... Who's giving who? Who's taking the paper and who's giving the trophy? Or who's taking the paper and who's getting, or if you already got the trophy? Wait, no, that's just a 1 pound weight. Never mind. Colleagues. Among colleagues, no one can be trusted more to ensure the projects are finished on time and by the book than logisticians. Quiet and empathetic people with their logistic personality can keep cool when the going gets tough. But expect their colleagues to share their approach. Significantly different types, especially more emotional ones, baffle logisticians with their need for emotional support and openness or capacity for dropping something half finished. Yeah, it baffles me. How could someone feel emotions? Seriously though, it does kind of baffle me though. Like, come on, seriously. But this is either someone's been doing right or it's been done wrong, and sugarcoating it or walking away isn't going to fix it. Yes! Facts are facts. Listen to the logic. This is also why I would feel. This is also why I feel like I would be a decent. I would be like a legit, objective journalist, and and not. I wouldn't be and not like a CNN objective journalist. I would mean like a real objective journalist, not a CNN objective journalist. As we all know, CNN's the most trustworthy news source in the world. We all know that. They have real objective journalism, CNN. We all know that. Logisticians value peace and security in the workplace, and the easiest way to do this is happen for them is simply work alone. I'm gonna pass out if I have to keep fast rapping this for like another 10 minutes. Innovations, brainstorming theories, and new ideas all disrupt the comfortable state, and it takes a great deal of respect. Logisticians part of acknowledge their validity once the ideas have been laid on a plan of implementation established through the logisticians are an indispensable part of the team putting these ideas into practice. Managers, logisticians love responsibility and the power resulting from it. Pressing themselves hard to meet their obligations, logisticians regularly go above and beyond their duties and expect their subordinates to act with the same level of dedication. At the same time, logisticians preference for doing things by the book, adherence and hierarchy, and general aversion to innovation makes their subordinates ride a very thin line when they do. Stepping out of the bounds must be backed up with just the facts and the results. It's said that it's better to do first to ask permission later. It's difficult to say whether this applies to logisticians as they're very intolerant and their subordinates failures to meet their obligations, and one of those obligations is stick to the plan. Believing the truth as far as they see it is more important than sensitivity. Logistician personalities are capable of laying down hard criticism, and their willingness to make tough decisions can be perceived as subordination to the final trespass. What the hell is next? Ben, look at your mustache, dude. It's so big. Covers your mouth. Al, you seem like a very happy person. I'm gonna pass off. I know I'll end this video soon, so let's just get through this before I pass out. What's that? Few personality types are as practical and dedicated as logisticians. Known for their reliability and hard work, logisticians are good at creating and maintaining a secure and stable environment for themselves, and their love to logisticians' dedication is invaluable in many areas, including their own personal growth. Yes, yet logisticians can easily be tripped up in areas where the practical and mathematical approach to more liability than an asset, whether it is finding or keeping a partner. I'm not interested in doing that. Learning to relax or improvise, reaching dazzling heights on the career ladder, or managing their work. Logisticians need to put their conscious effort to develop the weaker traits and additional skills. What you've read so far is just an introduction to the complex concept. Oh my god, all this, there's an introduction to the introduction. That's how big this is. Oh dear god. Dear God, would you? Okay, you may have marked yourself. Wow, this is so accurate. It's so or finally someone understands me. You may have even asked, how do they know more about me than the people I'm closest to? Ow, these creeps. This is not a trick. You felt understood because you were. I have light shining in my eye because of the sun. Knowledge is being burst into my eye. It's so bright. I love the facts and logic. It's being shot into my eye. In fact, there's so much. I had to close my eyes because of how much I was getting at once. We saw how logisticians think and what they need to do to reach their full potential, and no, we do not spy on you. Oh, I don't trust you. Many of the challenges you faced and will face in the future have been overcome by other logisticians. You simply need to learn how they succeeded. But in order to do that, you need to have a plan, a personal roadmap. The best car in the world may not take you to the right place if you do not know where you want to go. We may have told you how logisticians tend to behave in certain circumstances, how their key strengths and weaknesses. Now we need to go much deeper into your personality habits, or why, how, and what if. Knowledge is only the beginning of the lifelong journey. Are you ready to learn why logisticians act the way they do? What motivates and inspires you? Well, I don't need to be studied to that. You can just ask me the question. I guess that's studying me. Whatever. I don't need other logisticians to tell me what motivates and inspires them. I can answer that myself. What are you afraid of and what you secretly dream about? Being a rock star. How can you unlock your true exceptional potential? By practicing. Oh, and then I don't care what you... Okay. Half this video was me just fast rapping, and half the video was me taking the actual test, so... God, if this is probably... it's been over an hour since I started this. This is like such a long personality test. God, I hope you guys weren't bored listening to me read that. Anyway, so here, let's check this. Don't forget me! I don't want to be forgotten. Okay, so again, the only thing I disagree with this up here is the extrovert, introvert. I can see why they say introvert because I prefer to work alone. I would definitely say I have qualities of both an extrovert and an introvert, which is why it's almost 50-50. But if you ask me personally, I would say, well, I would say I'm a mixture of both. But I would say I lean more to an extrovert. I do enjoy being around other people. But honestly, I have qualities of both. But I'm not the type of person who's afraid to go up to other people. But I don't. Again, I don't. I'm not the person. There's nobody. There's nobody that goes up to other random people like, "Hi, I'm joining your conversation." Yep, definitely more observant than intuitive. Thinking, definitely. I feel like feelings should go down to 1% or even 0. Definitely more judging than prospecting. Then assertive. It's basically it's just 100%. Yep. So yeah, this was definitely right. I don't think I've ever done this personality type before. So let's do this again. I want to do this again, but I'm gonna do it where it's like all neutral instead of like I answer every question neutral. I just want to see what comes up. So if I just click neutral and everything, this is what comes up: adventurer. As you can tell, I did choose neutral on everything because everything is super close to 50% on each side. Look at this, just 51% all these on the bottom. Happy to be who they are. I mean, but you know, the personality type I described was so me. But just remember that just because you're this personality type doesn't mean that 100% everything about this personality type is going to be about you. Like I did say I disagreed at the parts I disagreed with, so just because I am a logistician doesn't mean every single thing about that personality type is going to be me, but well, I'm going to say 95% of the things said there was really about me, yeah. So, it's the person I am, and it's the person that I probably always will be, unless I change in the future, which is not going to be that likely.
Thank you all for watching. Give this vid a liking. Go subscribe for much more. Comments I don't ignore. And post notifications.